Boom. Basically, I just want to talk about people and enabling them to do things, bad things or live negatively, and then also talk shit about them. So at the same time that they see these people living negatively and doing all these things wrong and doing all these bad things and stuff, and usually it's kids because they kids are, a lot of them are deluded or they just growing up and learning different things, and it's ultimately someone to come in and say, look, mate, you're living wrong, you're doing it the wrong way, don't do that. This is over here, this is positive. But what happens is now, people don't do that. They don't, do they? They just they see someone doing wrong or some fucking sort of bad shit like fucking selling drugs or robbing his brethren or beating up someone or doing something fuckery, yeah, some sort of shit that should not be doing, okay? And then instead of the people that see that stuff and go to the person and say to them, or the kid, the child, and say to them, look, mate, I'm sorry, but there's a whole nother world of positivity out there, and you are living in this world of negativity, which I'm not sure that you actually know about positivity. And this is what I'm going to call this video. Is called evasive positivity, because a lot of people that are living in this world or this generation, these kids and that, they being distracted by music and films and all these things, and they're growing up as a child, so they're going to start listening to these things. Some of them get into role play and start acting out, trying to be something that they're not, okay? And it's ultimately down to an adult to come in and say, I don't yeah, you're going a bit off track, like you're going off to the negative, okay? And then it's up to you, the adult, to show the child the positive, okay, and guide him, to give him a guide and say, there's a positivity there, you live in negative, there's a whole positivity there, boom, boom, boom. But what people don't do is they see the child living negatively and they see him doing all this fuckery, right? And instead of these people coming to the child and saying, boom, 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 like what I just said to you, they don't do that. They see the child and then they turn their back on the child and then go to their friends and talk shit to their brethren about the child. Look at this guy, blood. He's a savage. What kind of shit is he doing? Living life negatively, like robbing people, selling drugs, all this kind of shit. You get me? Bursting guns and shooting and jugging and shooting and all these kind of things. What's wrong with these kids? They savages. Why don't they, like, how is the child supposed to know that he's doing wrong? Okay, if nobody's showing the child that he's doing wrong. Like, you're just gonna, that's enabling. So basically, you see the child doing wrong and you ain't said nothing to the child, but you're gonna talk to your friend about the child and say, the kids are fucking this, that. How's he gonna know that he's doing wrong? Show him, tell him. And then when you do that, show him show him the world of positivity. Yeah? But like I said, at the minute, where I grew up and how I grew up, and lots of my friends, they lived in they lived in an environment that had evasive positivity. When we looked around, there was no positivity. There was, 80 foot deep in a block that was just full with people, all different kind of people suffering. No one had no money, no one had no jobs. People are robbing, drug dealer up there, rapists up there, murderer there, robber down there. Like, you don't know what's going on around you. You're scared. People are scared now. Little kids coming out the block. They're like, oh mum, well, these people trying to rob me. You trying to take this? So when they're scared and that, they're thinking, well, I don't know who's who. Who's going to rob me? Who's going to take what? Why am I living in this? Why are my parents suffering? Why ain't they got no money? Why can't they get no jobs? Why all this kind of? They got all these questions and none of them being answered. Okay, all this negativity that they see around them. That's all that they being met by. They turn around looking for an answer and they get met by negativity. So they look at it like, oh, fuck it, and all there is negativity. I can't see no positive shit. So I'm just going to stay negative. Okay? Boom, that's what happens. But then it's up to an adult to come in and say, look, I know you living in this hood or this estate, and it's sort of like, this estate seems to be like everyone's poor and no one's got no money, but there seems to be loads of drugs and loads of guns, okay? And you seem to be trapped in there. So you need to show these kids, look, there's a whole world, like, you don't need to do this, like, you live in negative, like, but what's happening is they being enabled to do this bad and negative stuff by music and films and other things, and, they've made negative look positive. People are trying to make negative look positive. That don't make it, that don't work, you get me? And all these rappers and that are chatting about, oh, we gangsters. Yeah, man's a gangster. Like, the fuck you talking about, you dumb nigga, like, what you on about? Like, you ain't no gangster, bro, because you ain't the fucking, like, where's the first rule of gangsterism, bro? Like, what is that? The first rule of gangsterism: don't say nothing, like nothing. Say nothing, nada. No one says nothing to nothing. You don't tell nothing of what you do or what you've got or anything. You do nada. Yeah. And what are these motherfuckers doing? These motherfuckers that call themselves gangster rappers, it don't work. How can you be a gangster and a rapper? The two don't make no sense. Gangsters are quiet, they keep their mouth shut, they do what they do and they keep it shut, they don't tell no one. Rappers, they don't stop fucking talking. I got guns, I got bricks, I got jewels in my chain, I got bitches on fleek, and my diamonds on fleek, all this kind of shit. What the fuck is that? You jumping up and down telling everybody what you got, what you did, where your guns at, who you robbed, who you shot, who you killed, who you put 6 foot under. Like, what the fuck? You know, there's things called hip-hop police. Like, but what's happened now is the kids listen to that. That's all exciting to them. It's all like, they've made negativity look positive to these kids. Oh, if you do that, you get loads of money, loads of jewels, loads of girls, loads of this. You know, and all these kids get, mate, that's fucked. That's fucked. So, you know, they saturated with fuckery, yeah, all around it. And what chance have they got if no one's going to come in and show him that he's living negative and that he's saturated by all this shit, and to show the line, the blurred line between the positive and negativity energy? They don't do that. Everybody turns their back and starts chatting shit about the child instead of going to the child and telling him, mate, you know you're doing wrong, you need to stop, you need to change. The fuck is wrong with people, blood? This is why I say I hate fucking people, blood. I swear down, fam. Like, I've got demons as well, you get me? Like, I've got drug issues and anger issues and all this kind of shit, yeah? But, like, blood, like, I didn't understand how comes I'm fucking using all these drugs and that, like, such a young age for so long and I couldn't stop, yeah? And even though I knew that his drugs are leading me to prison, leading me to do things I don't want to do, robberies and things, and I shouldn't be doing these things, you get me? Like, why am I? But I'm thinking, right, these drugs are making me do this, so how do I stop taking the drugs? Every time I try to think how I stop to take the drugs, I get distracted by some sort of advert, some sort of AP or Hublot or some sort of trainer, some sort of true religion or something that brings me back in the negativity. Oh, stay in the negativity. You know why? Because we need a trainer, we need a true religion, or we need an AP or Hublot. So each time we try to climb out of this negativity, and the government pushes us back in, because they just design all this shit to saturate us, okay, and keep us blocked like have a veil over our eyes and ears to keep us blocked from ourselves. You understand? Blood, and it's just sad. I see it every day. I see it and I'm just like, what's wrong with these fucking people, blood? I don't put my faith in any person no more. I just put my faith inside myself. I put my faith inside my heart, my own faith. Get me? I don't put my faith in another human being, like another man. That's ultimately the same as me. Yeah? And he's only going to spill me some lies, like what CNN do and the fucking news and BBC and all this kind of fuckery. Like, that's why I don't even watch TV and all this shit. But and I'm a better person today. I'm not fucking confused, deluded, yeah, and distracted today. There's a difference. I don't follow all this saturation of adverts and trainers and watches, all this jewelry and bitches and big asses and all this shit. I don't follow none of that. As long as I got my life, my brain, my thoughts, and I know myself, you need to know oneself. One needs to know thyself. Once you know yourself, you'll know what's wrong. You'll know that if you've got issues in this area, you've got issues in that area, and you know to not do this and not do that, because you ultimately know thyself. One knows thyself. Once that happens, you conquered it. Trust me. Yeah, and people are trying to get to know themselves, but they get distracted by the government and what their plan is to distract everybody. Fucked. So, blood, people just need to, like, you know, like, listen to themselves and find themselves, and they'll get answers. Like, having to go to some other human being that's only going to spill you some lies. Do you get me? Fuck that. Weigh up the common sense, find yourself, and get all your answers. I'm out, B. I'm done.